información técnica, pero particularmente a los docentes que imparten alguno de los módulos de inglés, para que estén pendientes de esta plataforma que sin duda viene a ser una herramienta indispensable, maestra Marilena, para la enseñanza del inglés.
Así es. Así es, estamos seguros que nuestros docentes no dejarán pasar esta oportunidad de tener aquí a Cristín y que gracias a ella pues nuestros resultados van a mejorar. Cristín, pues bueno, estamos aquí y aprovechando este gran día.
Muy bien, pues
gracias.
Cristín, bienvenida. A partir de este momento la presentación, las diapositivas están justamente en español, pero la exposición será en inglés para los profesores de inglés. Sin embargo, si ustedes desean seguirlo también, pues las diapositivas están en español. Es una plataforma muy amigable. Quienes han hecho ya uso de otras plataformas, pues bueno, entenderán que esta es bastante sencilla, pero tiene una esencia inigualable para el aprendizaje de los idiomas. Entonces, Cristín, queremos darte ya la bienvenida para que comiences, si gustas calar ahí el teclado, para que comiences con tu exposición. Bienvenida nuevamente y adelante.
Adelante, con permiso.
Ok. Inicio.
Si quieres acá abajo.
Ya.
A un costado a la izquierda. ¿Quieres leer la presentación?
Sí.
Muy bien.
Yeah, okay. All right. To launch this, we thought that it would be great to speak English. So Duolingo is the largest language learning company platform in the world. We launched 4 years ago, and we have grown quite a lot. There are over 150 million people learning a language with our tools. As was mentioned, at the end of 2016, we signed a convenio de colaboración with CONALEP with the idea that by joining forces, we would be able to not only support you as English teachers, but also give English students the best tools possible to learn a language. And we wanted to do this because we really believe that through learning English, you can really achieve your goals. And English is an important language in terms of doing that. So I want to first start just by Severin Hacker, and it was founded in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the United States. Luis Vanon is from Guatemala. He has won numerous awards for his achievements and did so at a very young age. He created reCAPTCHA, which was sold to Google. He's met the United States President Barack Obama to share Duolingo with him, and he was very excited about the project. And Luis really decided that he wanted to find a way to give back to people that he knew needed the opportunity to learn a language. And this sort of comes definitely from growing up in Guatemala and seeing the huge benefits that learning a language can have in terms of what opportunities are available to you. As this is just a fun fact, 1.2 billion people learning a language around the world. That's a lot of people. We know that it's expensive to learn a language, and so Duolingo is not only the most effective, a very effective way to learn a language, but it's also completely free. In Colombia, there are about 6.5 million people learning a language with Duolingo. In Mexico, there are about 10 million language learners. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to learn a little bit about the Duolingo app and I'm going to do a live demo for you in a second so that you understand. This is the app that 150 million people are learning, and this is how we get started in terms of understanding what our offering is. So Duolingo is available across many platforms because we want it to be accessible. So you can go create an account on Duolingo.com on your iPhone through the App Store, on an Android device, or using your Windows phone and downloading the app. We offer more than 60 courses, and we teach 19 languages. And if you know Spanish, you can learn English, French, Portuguese, Italian, German, and Catalan. We teach reading, writing, speaking, and listening in an interactive and fun way. So we believe that, you know, learning through games is a way to not only reach students and people, grab people's attention, but that it's highly effective. We also believe in research. So here's a study from the University of New York that found that 34 hours using Duolingo is equivalent to 1 semester of university level language learning. And we also optimize the learning experience so that each student gets their own experience based on the questions that they get correct or wrong. So if you keep getting a question wrong, then you'll get that question again until you master that concept. So imagine you have a class full of students, which all of you do, and they have different levels of English. To teach to that is very hard. Duolingo is one tool for you as a teacher to help teach to different levels. So if someone's more advanced, they will be using their Duolingo app, and they will be able to get questions that are appropriate for their level. So it keeps people engaged and not motivated and also challenged. This is called personalized education, and with through technology, we're able to accomplish that. Now we're going to do a live demo and of Duolingo.com. So let me switch to Duolingo.com. Okay, so as you can see right here, we're on the web. We haven't downloaded the app. This is one option for using Duolingo. I'm going to put my page to Español because we are Spanish speakers, assuming. But you can change it to English or any other language that you know. This is the language that the interface will be in. So you click on Ingresar to create an account. And you can create or to log in, you can log in with Facebook, Google, or your created account. So we're going to hit Empieza because we're creating a new account. This is going to be for English. I want to learn English, even though I'm speaking it right now. So I'm going to click on this. Now I'm going to select a goal for myself. So I'm going to click normal, and that's 10 minutes a day. And then I'm going to say whether I'm new at English or not. I'm going to say that I am new, but if you are an advanced speaker, then you can take an exam, and we will tell you where you should start in our learning tree so that you're not learning new concepts, or like learning concepts that you already know. So let's start from the beginning, assuming, and we're just going to do an example lesson right now. So it says, select the woman. This is the woman, so I'm going to select that. And this usually has some sound. And so then there's a new word, niña, so girl. Continue, boy. And as you can see, as I keep getting these correct, the bar keeps getting more red, and I'm trying to get this to this chicken egg in order to complete the lesson. The more I get wrong, the more questions I will get. So now the next one I'm going to get wrong. I'm going to say that hombre is woman. And let's see what happens. Okay, so that says that the correct solution is man. I can report a problem here if I want, but there is no problem to report. I just got it wrong. So
Am I a man?
You will also hear the sentence. So you're learning what the sounds are as well as how to write. We have hints that are in the sentences. So you can see that am here is soy or estoy. This is a hint, so it's not a direct translation, but it should help you out if you're a new learner. We don't consider this cheating. This is proven to help you learn. And so all students and all learners should be encouraged to check these hints out as they're learning the language. And you'll get these little tips from Duo, our mascot, the owl. Okay. Soy el hombre. Put that in. Now, you can see that I got this wrong. So it'll point out where, and you're going to get a sentence like this in the future. And so now we have to write out the girl, or girl. And that's correct. That's woman. And so you can see how this starts progressing and how we are sort of tracking what you're getting correct and incorrect. So we're almost done here. I'm just going to quickly go through. Soy un hombre. Okay. And we're done. So I just finished my first lesson. I got 10 XP points, which are experience points. And this is where the game starts. So you gain points for every action you take and every lesson completed. And this is where you can compete against your friends who are also following on Duolingo. Now I'm going to create a profile because I was able to test out the app when I first started without logging in. I'm going to say my name is Duolingo Girl 321. And I'm going to put my email. And then I'm going to put, it'll say which username you should put if it's already taken. You can't have multiple people with the same username. And then you create an account. So that's what happens. And you start. So I'm going to go into my account that is already created. If I can. Okay. Plus, okay. 1, 2, 3. So I do Roba.
No, that's already registering. That is not your account.
Yeah, no, I am. Okay, new account. Great. Okay. Yep. 6. Okay, and my name. Okay, now I'm inside, and what you can see here is that I finished one lesson, which I recorded, and you can see the entire learning tree. You have to complete every lesson in each skill to move forward, and so I have a lot of work to do, as you can see. If I think that I am more advanced, at this point I can test out and take this exam, and Duolingo will tell me where to go. You can see the words that I've learned and the strength of each, meaning if it's not strong enough, I should go back and practice. Remember, we're tracking all of your weakest concepts. You can see my activity. There's also a forum where you can discuss questions with other community members, so other people learning on Duolingo as well. And over here, you can see what I've earned. And then the racha is a streak, which is basically how many days in a row have you been learning on Duolingo. And you can also practice the units and the concepts that you have the weakest, that you're the weakest in. Okay, so that's Duolingo, the learning app, and this is where students from around the world, adults, teachers, and also children, parents are learning. So that's that. I'm going to go back to the presentation. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about Duolingo para escuelas, which is Duolingo for schools, and why we started this. So about a year and a half ago, we launched Duolingo for schools, and there are now over 200,000 classrooms around the world using Duolingo in the classroom to enhance their learning experience for their students. What we saw was that teachers were using Duolingo, but we wanted to make it easier for teachers to assign homework, to track the progress of their students, and to also encourage them to go beyond the classroom hours to learn. So as a teacher, why would you use this platform? Schools.duolingo.com. Well, it's going to make your life much easier. It's going to make it possible for you to track what your students are doing, and then also your students are going to learn more because they're going to be extending the time that they have in the classroom and be learning outside of the classroom, coming back with more knowledge, and that will make your job easier. So here are some ideas for classroom usage of Duolingo. You can use it as a prize, as a game, as a reinforcement tool, as a warm-up, homework, extra points, or encourage your students to use it during vacation. What we've seen in CONALEP specifically is people going, English teachers going and renting out the Laboratorio de Computación for the first time and getting their students once a week to play around with Duolingo on those computers and ask questions and get motivated for the rest of the week with you. As I mentioned, Duolingo for schools is a way to track. And so here you see that you can create a classroom or a sección for each of your classes. You invite your students to it, and then you get to see how much work they're doing on Duolingo. And we make it easy for you to download that and then enter it into your grading. And this is all free and only takes less than an hour to really get set up. We're working or collaborating with many people across Mexico, LASEP, CONALEP, all of you, and then also DEHETI schools in Jalisco State and in secundaria, primaria, and also at the university level. In the US, we're working with Harvard, Sacred Heart, thousands of schools, and also working with governments across Latin America as well. So our goal really is just to offer a tool that will help teachers get their students more excited about learning English, but also get students to a level of English that they deserve to be at. And that's the ultimate goal. So now I'm going to show you a little bit about schools.duolingo.com. And this, going back to duolingo.com, duolingo.com is where you sign in to use and learn on Duolingo. If you are a teacher, you can go to schools.duolingo.com, this URL, and you can create an account. If you do not have a Duolingo account, then you can create one here, but you don't have to create 2 accounts. You can just use the Duolingo account and it'll connect. So I'm going to use my account. Oh my God. How do I do the robot? Okay. Okay, we're going to log in. And I'm already using Duolingo. This is a test account. So what you see when you come in is you see all of my classrooms and the name. So Jalisco Ingles has 2 students. Mexico Ingles 200 has 3. And then we have these other classrooms. Some of them have more. There's a classroom here with 30. You can actually have up to 500 students around in each class, but we don't suggest it. So I am going to create another classroom. I'm going to name it Conalep 100. I'm going to select Spanish, that we're learning Spanish. As you can see, this is in English, so it's giving me all English English learner options. Now, the only thing you have to do now is invite your students. Not everyone's going to have a list of the students' emails. So what you can do is you can share the classroom link. I just copied that to my clipboard, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I am going to share the classroom link. I'm going to hit continue. There we go. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to take the link here. Okay, I copied it to my clipboard, and there you see it. So when you go to that as a student, you get this, and it asks you to accept the fact that Conalep 100, the teacher here, is actually going to be allowed to track your progress, and then you press continue. And I'm a student in here, so now I'm associated with that classroom, and as a teacher view, if you go into that class, you'll see that I'm now part of it. You can also create accounts for your students if you have their emails, or you can type in the student's name. So Christine MC, add, that's a username for Duolingo. Do your students have email access? We'll ask you that question, and create an account. And that's without using an email, because we know that a lot of people also don't have emails. There's also a PDF with instructions that you can download and print. Okay, so let's go back to Duolingo for Schools. Let's go into Jalisco, or let's go into English 101. And this is one of my classrooms. And what you have here is assignments, the English curriculum, class activities, and classroom settings. You can assign homework for this class. So as a teacher, I can create an assignment and pick the number of points. So I'm going to pick 20 XP. I'm going to set the due date of January 14th at 12 a.m. I'm going to assign this, and the student will get an email notifying them of the assignment. So they have to complete it by then. You can also see the curriculum for this class. So you can see that what exactly we're teaching your students. So for example, we'll go over the verbs, the nouns, and give you a sample of the sentences. There are also class activities where you can engage with your students if you have a projector or a working internet in your classroom. We mostly see people doing individual learning for this, so assigning homework, using a laboratory, and getting their students to use it in the class individually or outside as homework. And here you have control of your classroom settings. You can change the name of the class, you can change the course, and you can also see that the setup instructions are easily available right there. Okay, so there's also, we really believe that teachers can learn from each other. So there is a forum where teachers can talk and ask questions. And this is a good way to connect with educators that are in other countries. So in the United States, Colombia, Peru, this is where people come to share what they're doing and also learn from each other. And then this is our help page where we have all of the questions. If you're in the Spanish setting, you'll see these answers in Spanish. And this is my account, and it's connected to my Duolingo learning account. So this is just for teachers. Students do not see this. The first step is to create a Duolingo account or to sign up on schools.duolingo.com. You want to create classrooms for your students that are organized in a way that makes sense. You want to assign homework, and then you also want to figure out how you're going to get your students access to technology. At CONALEP, you're very lucky in the sense that there are laboratories where you can go and bring your classroom. And that's a huge advantage for your students. So another thing here I just want to point out is that on my account, it says that I'm a certified educator. We believe in professional development. So if you sign up after this training, you will get a certificate if you go through all of the steps of signing up, creating a classroom, and you can share that wherever you like. We also have an ambassador program that you would get more information about after. So we want to support you in your journey and help make your job easier is really what it's about. Okay, I'm going to go back to the presentation now. Let's see. Okay. So you will have to go on your own time and sort of play around with the platform. But what I really want to spend the next 10 minutes doing is sharing a little bit about how real teachers are using Duolingo and why they're using it. So Duolingo motivates students. This is something we see all over the world. And this is just one example of a teacher in Sao Paulo, Brazil. She used it in the secondary level, and she has seen great results because her students that normally were not interested, were not paying attention, didn't care about learning English, really connected to learning through games. And so this was a tool that made it possible for her to have a more engaged and excited class. Duolingo in university levels. So we're not just seeing students using Duolingo in high school, we're seeing it used in university classrooms and also as homework. This is a professor of Spanish from Connecticut in the United States, and she assigned Duolingo as homework weekly, and what she was able to actually do is improve the scores of her student, but also get them to be practicing on their own time, which is the ultimate goal also, because learning a language is hard. And it also makes classes more interactive. And it can be a part of the class program. So Duolingo is not a replacement, it is a tool. It's one tool of many tools that you will use. It's a powerful one, and it's a fun one. And the teacher is still the person who is absolutely in charge. This is just an additional tool that you can use to improve the outcome of your students. This is just another example of what it would look like in class if you did have access to laptops. Obviously, this is a special case, but it's in Colombia, and this teacher has been using Duolingo for a few years, and on the national English exams, students really did see quite an increase in their scores. And it has a lot to do with enthusiasm, with practice. Practice makes perfect is commonly used in language learning, and it's really quite true. So getting students the tools they need to get there on their own is also really important. This is one of my favorite teachers of English, and he is actually from CONALEP. He is a pioneer, and he's someone who has taken it upon himself to really rethink what his classroom experience looks like. And so this is a model, and this is someone who has really shown that through using technology in the classroom and outside and encouraging students to take on their own English learning as like a challenge outside of the classroom as well, that you can really improve students' English. So I'm going to let Adonai speak for himself, but first we're going to hear from his students who were recorded in a news broadcast last fall. And I'm just going to change to here. Okay. Okay.
Del inglés como un medio de comunicación. Invitamos a los jóvenes de la secundaria a de acuerdo al trabajo que ellos estaban realizando, esta es la posición que teníamos hasta el día de ayer, la posición 9.
Last year, just to give some context, we did a challenge within Mexico where students and teachers were competing against each other to win a prize. And so CONALEP was actually pretty high up in the ranks in terms of winning, and this is why he was featured in the news. So I'm just going to go a little bit farther down here, and we're going to hear from some of the students.
Pues yo soy Rey David, a mí me parece, me agrada mucho esta plataforma, además que es muy interactiva y pues sirve mucho para aprender porque hay muchos ejercicios y aparte pues es una herramienta para aprender más fácil, de una forma más divertida. A estar estudiando los libros, pues es más fácil hacer esto y pues igual se aprende.
Hola, mi nombre es Itzel Valeriano y estamos trabajando en la plataforma de Duolingo, que a mí en lo personal me parece bastante, pues, Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Jocelyn Yajaira Espinosa Díaz. Me pareció muy buena la plataforma porque puedes aprender distintas cosas en inglés, ya sea de ropa, viajes, pues, y me gustó más. Ya voy a saber inglés.
Buenos días, mi nombre es José Zambrano y creo pues en lo personal la plataforma me ha servido mucho, ya que gracias a ella he reforzado lo que ya sabía y también he aprendido cosas nuevas porque esto viene sobre ropa, comida y así cosas de la escuela y pues con eso he reforzado y aprendiendo cosas nuevas y ponerlas en práctica con mis compañeros.
Okay, so as you can see here, these are students who've benefited from using Duolingo in CONALEP. So we know that when given the opportunity to use technology and engage with Duolingo, there's this great opportunity. And Adonai is also a great resource for all of you to get in touch with and to learn more about how he's using Duolingo. But he wanted to also share a little bit more about that. So we're going to just watch a video from him to you about his usage and why it's changed his classroom.
Docente de inglés en el plantel 078 en Tamazula, Jalisco. Voy a compartir con ustedes mi experiencia trabajando en la plataforma Duolingo. Desde ya hace pues ya varios semestres que he estado en la búsqueda de materiales que puedan ser atractivos para nuestros estudiantes. Y en este proceso pues me he encontrado con algunos sitios en internet, unos que ofrecen materiales pero con un costo, otros que hacen una inmersión total en inglés, otros sitios que inician con un nivel que no es el básico, lo que pone en desventaja a nuestros alumnos. En agosto del 2013, en este proceso de búsqueda, encuentro la plataforma Duolingo, y en ese primer semestre hicimos un trabajo exploratorio con los alumnos. Formé algunos equipos por cada uno de los grupos que yo tenía para que estuvieran explorando la plataforma. Y yo a la vez también estuve haciendo trabajo de exploración. Ellos me entregaban un informe por cada bloque de unidades. Yo al final los contrasté también con los ejercicios que yo estuve haciendo. Y observé que era muy viable integrar los contenidos de la plataforma a la vez en los programas de inglés para fortalecerlos, en los programas del inglés del CONALEP. El siguiente semestre ya hicimos un trabajo, ahora sí experimental, en el que trabajamos una hora a lo largo de la semana, entre 1 hora y 2 horas en el laboratorio de informática. Yo estuve monitoreando todo el tiempo el trabajo de los alumnos. Los alumnos tenían que hacer unos pequeños informes para que yo fuera observando el impacto que estaba teniendo los contenidos de la plataforma en ellos. Al finalizar el semestre se hizo una evaluación tanto por parte de ellos hacia la plataforma, hacia mi método. Yo igual hice una evaluación, contrasté todo eso y bueno, con beneplácito les comento que los comentarios que hicieron ellos fueron muy positivos. Expresaban que el trabajo fue muy interactivo, muy atractivo, ¿verdad? Muy divertido. Por lo que en los siguientes semestres yo fui haciendo adaptaciones, rediseñando y todo ello, ¿verdad? También es importante, pues, saber que el trabajo que ellos van realizando en la plataforma, nosotros, Duolingo nos aporta también una tabla de control donde podemos observar todo lo que ellos van haciendo. Aquí, este es un grupo en el que se despliegan pues, los nombres de los integrantes. Podemos observar, en este caso de la alumna, qué es lo que ella ha estado haciendo, el tiempo en el que ella ha entrado, los ejercicios que ha hecho, y todo esto pues es muy importante porque nos simplifica a nosotros el trabajo y tenemos más tiempo para estar haciendo ajustes, adecuaciones, además de que esto también es muy importante porque nosotros tenemos 54 horas durante el semestre para una asignatura de inglés, y el trabajo que ellos hacen fuera de la escuela, en extra clase, yo he estado contabilizando y han hecho hasta 150 horas, por lo que sumándolo con el otro, con las 54 horas, tenemos cuando menos unas 200 horas de trabajo efectivo que ellos tienen en el inglés, lo que lo hace más significativo y tiene más impacto en el aprendizaje porque ellos ven la utilidad y la aplicación de todo este conocimiento en su entorno inmediato. Y yo me siento muy complacido porque observo que ya están utilizando de una manera natural el idioma al estar solicitando permisos de entrada, de salida, dando pequeñas explicaciones en inglés. Y bueno, lo extraordinario de esto es que el sitio es completamente gratuito. El nivel en el que se inicia es de ceros. por lo que ellos no tienen pues razones o justificaciones para decir que no le entienden o que es muy complicado, que es muy difícil, ya que inicia desde cero todo este programa de inglés de Duolingo. También me he dado la tarea de sistematizar los contenidos, como en esta tabla que está desplegada en este momento, que lo pongo a la disposición de ustedes porque yo sé que les va a ser también de mucha utilidad. Aquí está sistematizado todo lo del contenido de las unidades básicas. Vemos las lecciones, los tiempos, los contenidos temáticos, y todo esto me ha sido de mucha utilidad para reforzar los programas de inglés del CONALEP. Y estoy muy agradecido con la plataforma, con todo el personal que hace posible que nosotros tengamos a nuestra disposición todo este material, por lo que lo recomiendo ampliamente. Por mi parte es todo y agradezco su atención. Muchas gracias. Soy Adonai Ariel Gutiérrez Medina, docente.
Okay, so I thought that would be an interesting sort of wrap up in terms of schools as we get started with learning more about how to use the platform. As was mentioned, this is really a opening to what Duolingo is about and how to get signed up, which is what you should be doing before all your students come back, or if you're already back, you should be encouraging them to join your classrooms. As I mentioned, there's a certification that you can get if you do sign up and go through the process. You will get one in your mail. And then if you're really interested in learning more about how to get involved, you can email us. For people who have questions, this is one helpful place to go where a lot of common questions are answered in Spanish or English, depending on what you prefer. And here are just some links. So we went over Duolingo.com, the learning app where you learn, schools.duolingo.com, which is for teachers to monitor and assign homework for their students. You can learn more about what we're doing as an organization on Twitter, and you can stay in contact with the team that directly works with educators globally and people like you. If you have an idea, if you have a question that is not answered via the FAQ, or if you have done something amazing, we want to hear from you. So please get in touch at teachers@duolingo.com, and someone from our team will reach out. So we invite you to use Duolingo. We invite you to take risks with your students and learn together. And we're really excited to be working with you over the next year to really help your students learn from technology and learn from Duolingo and you. So that's all we have for today. But the next step would be to sign up for schools.duolingo.com, explore Duolingo, learn how it works. Maybe you're going to learn another language. Remember, it's not just about English learning. If you are teaching French or Portuguese, you can still use it. I was just showing you an English teacher version. So thank you very much, and we will be in touch.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Christine. We really appreciate that you are here with us in the office, the main office, the national main office in Metepec, in Mexico State, and we are here because we had makes many efforts in order to have Duolingo for all the students, all the teachers here in CONALEP. So we are very happy of having you here, and maybe my friend Tesalia wants to share something.
Welcome, Christine. Thank you very much for your really good. Thank you very much, and welcome back, please, again.
Thank you very much for having me. And as I mentioned, because we're launching this sort of English program initiative for teachers of English in CONALEP, we really wanted to start with this presentation in English. What we're going to do, however, is we're going to also have some Spanish options for you. Please do not hesitate to reach out with questions. And I look forward to personally working with you. And also, I know that the organization and the team back in Pittsburgh does as well. So, muchísimas gracias y nos vemos pronto.
Agradecerles a todos su participación, su presencia. Agradecerle otra vez a Christine, que está aquí con nosotros. Y quizá que existe y que es muy agradable. Y sí. Si quisieras exponer un poco de eso también en español para todos.
Sí, Duolingo está disponible en línea en duolingo.com, pero también tenemos aplicaciones para Android, iOS y también Windows, y puedes usar la misma cuenta y también es completamente gratis. Entonces, sabemos que personas tienen diferentes maneras de acceder al internet entonces hay muchas oportunidades de usar Duolingo, pero sí, depende de qué tienes. Sí.
Muchas gracias, Christine. A nombre de la directora general, la maestra Candita Victoria Jiménez, nuestra secretaria académica, la maestra Marina Salazar Peña, el ingeniero Centella de la Dirección de Tecnologías Aplicadas, le agradecemos esta visita, esta conferencia, y como lo dijo Christine, no es la única, es la primera, pero no es la última. Vamos a tener otras oportunidades también de que Christine nos explique toda la innovación que están haciendo con Duolingo. Ahorita creo que tampoco hablaste de los grupos, que es algo que creo que la semana pasada nos llegó el aviso de la creación de los grupos. Entonces, a reserva de que quieras comentar algo más.
Hay grupos donde puedes aprender con tus compañeros y es algo que puedes hacer con otros docentes o con sus estudiantes, pero sí, estamos lanzando nuevas aplicaciones y maneras de practicar un idioma. Entonces, vamos a tener nuevas noticias cada mes, cada semana para ustedes y ya.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias y a todos también gracias por su atención. Seguimos en contacto.